A 42-year-old woman is behind bars after deliberately shooting a 6-month-old granddaughter. At around 1:50 a.m. on Saturday the 9th of December, authorities responded to Lakota Point Townhomes complex at 6835 Dutch View Court in Liberty Township, Ohio, and reports of shots fired. When deputies arrived, they found a baby in a critical condition with a gunshot wound to the head. Medics performed life-saving measures on the little girl and transported her to UC Westchester Hospital, where she was then flown to Cincinnati Children's Hospital Medical Center in Avondale for more specialized care. Authorities identified the child's grandmother, 42-year-old Mia Desiree Harris, as a suspect in the shooting. Witnesses told deputies that while Mia was arguing and fighting with several family members, she grabbed a gun and shot at them and missed. They then moved the baby into another room, and Mia followed them and intentionally shot the infant in the face in one eye. She then fled the scene prior to the deputies' arrival, but was located and pulled over a short time later along northbound Interstate 75, near Coles Station Road, and was arrested without incident. Mia is charged with 3 counts of felonious assault and is held at the Butler County Jail without bond. The baby's undergone 2 surgeries since and remains in a critical condition. Authorities said further charges are expected. The investigation into the matter continues. A 45-year-old man is behind bars for fatally shooting a 47-year-old man. At 2:06 a.m. on Saturday the 9th of December, authorities responded to residents in the 500 block of Myrtle Drive in Natchitoches, Louisiana, and reports of shots fired. When officers arrived at the scene, they found a man unresponsive with multiple gunshot wounds. Medics rendered first aid to the victim, but is unable to be saved and was pronounced dead at the scene. The victim was identified as 47-year-old Reginald Howard. During the investigation, authorities identified 45-year-old Derek Booker as the suspect. He was arrested without incident and booked into the Bossier Parish Maximum Security Jail on a second-degree murder charge. The motive of the killing is unclear, as the investigation into the matter continues. An 18-year-old man and 3 juveniles have been arrested for fatally shooting a couple. At 2:18 a.m. on Saturday the 9th of December, authorities responded to the 300 block of Barnes Road in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, after receiving reports of gunfire and a car crashing into several parked vehicles. When officers arrived at the scene, they found 20-year-old Jahir Jimenez Loredo and 21-year-old Mitzi Saldana Clemente dead inside a car with multiple gunshot wounds. At around 5:30 a.m, police spotted 18-year-old Rhino Gueno Prudente walking along US Highway 52, about 2 miles away near Clementsville Road with 2 juveniles. It was later discovered that a 3rd juvenile was hiding nearby. Detectives had gathered enough evidence that linked Ryan and the 3 juveniles to the deaths of the couple, although they have not discussed the nature of that evidence. Ryan was arrested and charged with 2 counts of murder, and is held at the Forsyth County Detention Center with bond denied. The juveniles, who have not been identified, were also arrested and charged with 2 counts of murder. Officers seized 2 guns during the arrests. The motive of the killings is unclear, as the investigation into the matter continues. Police are investigating after a man was fatally shot in a parking lot. The shooting occurred at just before 1 p.m. on Thursday the 7th of December, outside the Trap Bar at 6125 Riverside Drive in Sacramento, California. Before officers arrived on scene, the victim drove himself to hospital and was treated for at least 1 gunshot wound, but later died from his injuries. The victim was identified as 21-year-old Benjamin Marcus Sapp. Police said the shooting is being investigated as a homicide. However, no arrest or a motive for the killing has been announced. The investigation into the matter continues. 23-year-old guitarist Kelly is behind bars for fatally shooting 26-year-old Lamonte Selly. At around 9:40 a.m. on Friday the 8th of December, authorities responded to a home in the 300 block of Bay Street, Philadelphia, Mississippi, on reports of shots fired. When officers arrived at the scene, they found guitarist in the doorway of the residence with a gunshot wound to his leg, and Lamonte in the next room deceased with a gunshot wound to his chest. Investigators determined that a physical altercation between the 2 men led to the shooting. Medics transported guitarist to Neshoba General Hospital before he was booked into the Winston County Jail on a first-degree murder charge. The investigation into the matter continues.